I'm doing a tutorial. I know some of you are really glad to hear this. I'm going to be doing it on Simplicity. It's so easy. A2086. I'm going to be making this view right here. And so I'm going to go over everything with you the best I can, step by step, including what pattern pieces you need and whatever, notions and that kind of thing. All right, sorry for how I look. It's been a long day, but I know I am a day or so late getting this out, and it's been crazy. So anyhow, here we go. All right, so the first thing I am doing view A, and view A, this is what the pattern instructions look like, okay, to cut out your pieces. All right, so it says that you need for the top, which is going to look like this right here, you need pieces 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I have my pieces ready. I've already cut all my pieces out. Alrighty, so here's 1. You need to cut 1 that's on the fold. And then let's see. Alright, here's 2. Now, I'm sorry, and then this is going to be the front. Okay, that's going to be the front of the top. And then number 2, let me fix it here. You need to cut out 2 of this, and this is going to be the back view, I believe. Is it the back or the front? I think it's the back. Let me see. Yeah, top back. I was correct. So that's going to be the back. View 3. Where is 3? That's 4. Where's my view 3? Oh, here it is. This little tiny piece here is view 3, piece 3, and this is going to be the front facing. And you need to cut 1 on the fold. And then piece number 4 is going to be the sleeve, and you need to cut 2. Okay, and then let's see here. All right, so for the pants, we need piece number 8. So piece number 8, you need to cut 2. Let's see. Now, for the ruffles, we need 5, 6, and 7. So, number 5 piece is the top lower ruffle, and you cut 1 on the fold. Piece number 6 is the sleeve ruffle, and you need to cut 2 of those. You know what I should have done with that? Oh, it's okay. I was thinking about this ruffle right here on the sleeve. I should have done it in the contrast, but that's okay. It's all right the way it is. All right, and then why do I keep saying view? Piece number 7 is the leg ruffle that's going to go on the bottom of the pants, and you need to cut 2 of those. All right, and that is it for cutting out the pieces. All right, now we're going to get the instructions started. Let's see here. All right, they start on this page here, so I can put this over here until I'm ready for it. Okay, so the first set of instructions says that you need to stitch the top front to the top back at the shoulder seams. And where's the picture? I'm looking upside down. Right here is what they're talking about. So when you see the picture for view 1, that's the one you're looking at. And here's the shoulders right here. This is the front, and then on the other side is going to be the back. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'll be right back. Let me set my camera up to show you on the machine. All right, the next set of instructions is we're going to be doing your number 6 piece sleeve ruffle. And so what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take your fabric, this is your right side, this is your wrong side, and fold it wrong sides together and pin. Alrighty, I'm going to stop here and I'll get you turned around. Okay, now I'm going to show you about ironing the seams open. I know some of you might know how to do it and some of you might not, and I have gotten some new subscribers lately, so I'm going to try to go in detail about this pattern. It is an easy pattern, very, very easy. So if you want to learn how to make doll clothes, a simplicity, it's so easy, probably is your best bet. I have found that Butterick and McCall's really doesn't have too many of them. And so what I'm doing here is just doing the seams so that way they lie flat, because when you do your facing and your armhole, I mean your sleeves and everything, you need these seams to be flat. So what you see me doing is I'm just opening up the seam and then I'm going to get my little iron, and this is the best little iron. This is from Clover. You can use a regular iron if you want, but this makes it so much easier because it's got this small iron, whatever you call it, and it's just the perfect size to iron your seams. So can you see what I'm doing? There we go. See, I'm just pressing like this. Alright, now the next step is, let me get my pattern here. While I'm thinking about it, I want to tell you something about sewing. You always want to make sure you put your pattern pieces back in your envelope. That way you don't lose your pieces. Believe me, I have learned. Alright, so, I got the wrong page. Okay, I need page 1, not page 2. Alright, so the next step is, with wrong sides together, fold sleeve ruffle in half lengthwise, based ends gather notched edge. Okay, so that's easy. So, what pattern number was that? Ooh, I lost my thought. Let's see. Wrong sides go. Fold sleeve ruffle. Okay. So sleeve ruffle, where is it? Is it this one? Yep, number 6 is the sleeve ruffle. This is what we're going to be working with next. You see, I'm putting mine back in my envelope. Now, these are poly Ziploc bags. I use these for all my patterns, plus I ship my patterns in those also. Those are fantastic. They keep your patterns in good shape. They don't get torn or anything. Alright, so what the pattern is talking about is you fold this in half, just like that, and I'm going to pin it. Make sure you line your notches up because you have a notch right there, see it? So make sure you line it up. Okay, now I'm going to bring you back to the machine. Alrighty, and we're going to be doing just a 1/4 inch seam. Oh, I forgot we're basting. Let me set up my machine for basting. Alright, basting is the longest stitch. And here we go. Okay, then when you pull it out, you want to leave a long thread because you're going to be using it to your gathering. Okay. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is, alright, so here you go. That's what it's supposed to look like. You've got your long ends on both sides. So the next thing you want to do is you want to separate your threads. You want to get the top thread separated if you can. I'm using my scissors. Okay. And leave your bobbin thread. See there? I just want the top thread out. And I'm going to cut it on both sides. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull. And what I normally do to make the gather, I pull the thread with the fabric and I end right here at the notch. That's the middle way of the fabric. So let's go ahead. And I wrap it around my finger a little bit. And then I just pull the fabric. Let's do the other side. Alright, and there you go. See, it wants to automatically go into a circle. See that? But that's what it's supposed to look like. Alright, and I've already done the other one, so I've got both of mine done. And I'll be back with the next set of instructions. Okay, now here's the next step. What you want to do is you want to attach your sleeve ruffle onto your sleeve, and it doesn't matter which side. But you do it on your sleeve, you do it on the right side. See there? Okay, so you're going to see that right here, it looks really, you know, big on the sleeve. So what you want to do is you want to even out the ruffle to, let me get my pen back in here. All right, you want to even up your ruffle where it will flatten out just like that on your sleeve and on your ruffle. And I like to use lots of pins. Even out the ruffle a little bit more. There, better. Okay, so now that's what it's supposed to look like. We're going to take it to the machine. Okay, now you want to take out your basting stitches. So you get your seam ripper, and I'm going to try to do this so you can see. And you get your thread like this, and you just pull it out. It's a lot easier to pull out the basting stitch. And get a hold onto the threads. It's hard to see upside down. Alrighty, I did the first sleeve, and that's what it's supposed to look like. Just like this. Okay, and then this is the back side of it. Now I did a little serging on it, But I have found out it's really difficult to serge this sleeve like this. So if you want to do the serging on this the armhole and the sleeve before you put it in, that's great because that's what I'm going to be doing next. Alrighty, so let me go ahead and serge my armhole and my sleeve on the next one, and I'll be back. Okay, here we go. All right, let me get my fabric together. All right, so now I'm on the shoulder seam. Make sure you get your fabric good and flat. You don't want any wrinkles wrinkles or whatever in it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start sewing on the shoulder seam back up. And just sew like you normally would. And that's all there is to that. All right, the next thing you want to do is you want to cut the corner just a little bit, but not to the stitches. And it's supposed to, just square it off a little bit, but make sure you don't go into your stitches. And then you want to get your finger or whatever you want to poke it out with and bring it in just like that. And then see, it folds into the inside. All right, and then you want to fold this down like this, and you want to bring it over. Now in the instructions it doesn't say anything about top stitching, but I'm going to, because that way I know if my granddaughters are playing with this top with their dolls, then the facing won't be flopping to the wrong side, to the outside. And if you didn't get your corner out all the way, I always use a straight pin and I poke it out this way. And then bring this like this. I always stretch mine a little bit just to make sure I get it flat. And let me pin this a little bit better. And there you go. So what you're going to do is you're going to sew from here to here and then down, just like you did before. All right, the next thing you need to do is you need to pull out pattern number 5, the lower ruffle, the one that you did on the fold. Okay, it says that we need 2 with right sides together. All right, we need to fold this in half lengthwise with right sides together. So what we need to do is we need to fold it like that. Oh, I see what it's going to do. All right, so we need to fold it just like this. Okay, and just concentrate on both ends because you're going to be stitching both ends. So what you're going to do is you're going to stitch here on this end and here on this end about 1/4 inch. Okay, I stitched mine on both ends, that end and that end. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to turn it right side out. So all you're going to do is just poke at your ends like this, just like that. And I need to pull mine out just a little bit more, so I've got my straight pin here pulling out the corner. And let me get this corner. We'll check this one. This one could be just a little bit more pulled out. Yeah. Because you want a point on it. That's what you want. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is you need to do some gathering stitches. So gather from here to the other end. The next step you want to do is a top stitch. So you want to top stitch from here all the way around the neck and then back down. All right, and I'll be back when I get mine done. Okay, here it is the next day. I got frustrated with this pattern last night because steps 12, 13, and 14 and 15 didn't make any sense to me. So I did it my way. So I went ahead and finished sewing it just so I could see how it was going to turn out. So what I did was I got the top, front and back pieces that we already put the sleeves on. I got the bottom ruffle. I made the ruffle. I attached it onto the top, as you can see, and I just did a regular stitch. I haven't serged it yet, but I wanted to show you first what I did. Okay, so what I did was I went from the back piece here, where you see the inside facing there, and then I went to the other back piece here, where the other end of the facing is. And you know, I figured, well, you know, it's already finished on this side and the other side, and then the bottom is, you know, finished because you had to fold it over. So I thought, you know what, I'll just do it like this. This is a whole lot easier. So if you have any questions about that, I can get some scrap fabric and I can show you what I did in a video. Alright, I'm going to serge this now that I've shown it to you, and we're going to continue to put the Velcro on, and then we're going to be through the top. Alright, the next thing you want to do is you want to do the Velcro. So you're going to need about 7 inches of Velcro, and you need to start from the top to the bottom. And on the left side, on the outside of the top, you want to put the rough side of the Velcro. On the right side, you want to put it on the inside. Alright, so you're going to do a straight stitch. And take your pins out as you go. Make sure everything is lined up right on the edge. I always do a double check. Alright, go forward and then you do a back stitch to lock it in. Okay, and then put the needle down, pivot, go straight across to the other side, needle down, pivot, and now go back up. Alright, now we're going to do the other side. Now we're going to do the pants. Alright, so you're going to need piece 8, which you cut 2 of those, and piece 7, where you cut 2 of these. These are the ruffles for the bottom of the pants. Alright, so now let me get my pattern here. Alright. Alright, it says to stitch center front seam of pants and cut the curves. Alright, so the center front seam of these pants will be, let me find it, center front. Okay, the center front is going to be with the double notches. You see these double notches right there? Double notches means 2 notches. So that's your center front. That's what you want to use. The single notch is going to be the center back. Okay, my pattern piece away. Okay, now, so we're going to stitch, let me reread it, stitch center front seam of pants. So, number 1 for the pants, where's the pants at? Here's the picture. So what we're going to do is stitch the center front seam together on both pieces. Okay, and right sides together. Let me get mine right side together. Pin because there's not much to sew. Alright, be right back. Okay. Alright, you want to do a back stitch and go forward. Just do a regular stitch. And again, I always like to keep my pins in my ruffles until I get to them, or sometimes I'll go slow over them like I did before. But this time it's not so bad because this is a small piece. Alright, I got the ruffle on my pants, and that's what they look like. And you want to, I went ahead and serged again, but when you're through putting your ruffle on, you want to iron it up this way. And if you want, you can also do a little top stitch on it, which I think maybe I will. That way it'll stay in place better. Okay, so the next set of instructions, let's see what it says. See, I was right. It says, I didn't even read that next set of instructions, but it says press seam toward pants, pressing ruffle out on outside top stitch pants close to seam. So I was right, but see, I just do it out of habit. Okay, so let's see. I forgot what view we're doing because now it's saying A and B. Let's see, we are doing view A is what we're doing. Okay, so for view A, we need some elastic. So we need, what size elastic do we need? We need 11 inches of 3/8 inch wide elastic. So I'm going to go ahead and get that, and I'll be back with you in just a second. Okay, now we're going to stitch it, and what you want to do is you want to stitch it right here on the edge. So get your foot like right on the edge of your fabric. I went ahead and serged the top of mine. You can zigzag it if you'd like. Okay. And you don't have to back stitch on this because this is going to be sewn together eventually. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, this seam right here, make sure you have it going toward this direction here, because when you insert your elastic, you're going to be coming through this way, and if this is coming this way, you're going to have problems. But if you have it this way, it's going to run through smoothly. Okay, now we're going to insert the elastic. So I've already started mine, and you want a safety pin on the elastic, and you just run it through just like this. Okay, now you want to put a straight pin on this side so the elastic doesn't come out. And take your safety pin off. Alright, now you can work this elastic a little bit better where it's a little more even. Be careful that this end doesn't go through though. I think I need to pull this elastic through a little bit more. So let me get my safety pin on here. One more step to go. Here's your last step. So what you want to do is you want to get your bottom of your ruffle on one leg, and you need to pin it all the way over to the other leg. And see, it's starting to form like a pair of pants. And you want to make sure that you keep your, let me turn this around. You want to make sure that you keep your, keep your front seam in the same direction, which I'm having mine go this way because I did my back seam like this. You want to have your other seam to go this way. And then you want to match those seams up like that. And you also have notches on here to help you also. So that way you know that you're getting everything lined up. Because see, here's a notch right here. Let me line it up. See? And then there's a notch right here. That way you know that you're going to have it all lined up. Now it's going to be time to sew. So let's get you turned back around. Alright, so get on the edge of one of the ruffles, whatever side you're going to start on. Go up and then back stitch. Oh, and make sure that you have this edge up. Remember I told you need to iron it up. Make sure you have it going upward. And make sure that you have the pants laying flat. That way nothing gets sewn in by accident. And about a 1/4 inch seam is all you have to do. And you know, go slow, take your time. And we are almost done with this project. Look, we're getting close to the end of the other leg. Look at that. Here we go. And we are done. Let me cut my threads. And we're going to turn it right side out. Bring you back around. And there you go. Bring you up a little bit. There you go. This is the front side, and that's the back. And the way that you can tell the front from the back is you can see that this is smaller than the back side is. And if you're ever in doubt, then just put it like a tag or something on, which I'm going to end up doing later on. But anyhow, there you go. This pen is telling me that's the back right there. But there you go. Look.